Hello viewers, welcome to our lecture series on Indian ethos in management, and today I am going to tell you about management lessons from Kautilya's Arthashastra. And this is going to be part 1 of our discussion on this topic, and we all understand that when we talk about management, we talk about business, we talk about economy, and that too from Indian perspective. The name of Kautilya is something which is inevitable, which is bound to be discussed. And people think that if you ask a student of commerce and management or economics that do you have any idea about any ancient scripture or any ancient book which talks about economy, which talks about management, the name of Kautilya comes automatically or in an obvious manner. So I thought it pertinent to discuss about this very aspect of Indian ethos in management, that what are the management lessons from Kautilya's Arthashastra. Which is a book in ancient, literature on economy and management, and there we talk about management ideas in Arthashastra, where we have discussion on philosophy of Arthashastra. We have lot many discussions on important aspect of money, that is called Artha, and there the Kautilya has defined the leaders as achievers, which is known as Vijiksu leaders. They are the way they are using the authority or power, assumptions about nature of humans. What is the Kautilya model of human? That is much more interesting for us to understand, to discuss and deliberate, that what is there into Kautilya model of humans. So I thought it pertinent to have a discussion on this, and that is why this lecture is in front of you. So what are the management ideas in Arthashastra? With that I am starting my discussion. It is hailed as one of the most influential and important books on the art of statecraft and public administration. And most of the commentaries on Arthashastra, they highlight their political, diplomatic and administrative insights. If you consider this entire book of Arthashastra by Kautilya, it actually provides us commentaries on political, diplomatic and administrative insights. So I would be confining my discussion towards the administrative one, because we are talking about Indian ethos in management. So I would talk about either business or management or economy, and I would not discuss about the political or diplomatic ideas emanating from the book of Arthashastra. So if we explore it from the management ideas viewpoint, the book of Arthashastra by Kautilya, we find it to be a source of book for a number of ideas. You find numerous ideas from that book, and in my bid to underscore that, for all practical purposes, Arthashastra can be considered as foundation book for managers. We may take it as a foundation book for any manager or every manager. If you are in the field of commerce, business, management and economy, it is a book which is a must read for you. So I would personally recommend that you must go through that book, and if not that entire book, go through the commentaries on that book. At least refer to the research papers which are published, and they are based on this very book of Arthashastra by Kautilya. So what are the key management ideas? Some of the key management ideas whose origin can be traced to Arthashastra, that I am going to tell you. The list tells us about the different types of ideas which we can find from the book Arthashastra. The first is, what is the assumption about the models of man? How do we define a human being? How do we define a person? From the perspective of the Arthashastra, that is economic man theory, we are getting inside that book. We can draw an interpretation that how to consider a person if we have to follow the economic man. We have to find the economic man inside a human being. Theories of motivation and leadership, they are also present in that book of Arthashastra. This book does talk about training and development. It talks about decision making. It talks about financial administration. It talks about information systems and strategic management. Imagine the extent of coverage, the scope of this book is offering to us. The kind of diversification you find in this one book of Arthashastra, which not only talks about the money but also talks about decision making. It does talk about information systems and strategic management. Now the question is in front of us is, are there any major lessons that the modern managers can learn from Arthashastra? do you think that the book is still relevant in today's time? Because when I go in my class, my students at time ask me this question, sir, we don't disrespect that book, we don't disrespect our ancient scriptures, we don't disrespect the ancient people who have contributed towards the economic development of our country, but do you think that they are still relevant? Are there any major lessons that that modern managers can learn from this very book about which you are talking? So I have an answer for that, and you would also agree to the answer which I am going to put in front of you. So although this book is written in a different time span, we don't deny to this very fact that the book was written in a different time span, different time frame, and in different social context. Arthashastra, it contains a number of trans-temporal ideas which modern managers may find very useful. So we don't deny that the time has changed, that was a different time span. Even the social context has actually changed with the passage of time. We don't have the same social context in which that book was written, but still we are finding some trans-temporal ideas which modern managers can find to be useful, to be of immense importance. And my way of learning any new thing is that we should not reject anything arbitrarily. We should try to analyze, we should try to look at all the options. So when we have a book which is about which we should feel proud of, why not read that book, draw some interpretations, and if you find it useful at all, then why not use that? If it is there and we can draw some inferences out of that which is of immense importance, which can solve our persistent problems even in today's context, so why not make good use of that literature which is actually which we have actually inherited from our forefathers. So Kautilya's penetrating insights in different aspects of management and administration, they have relevance for efficiently managing any business enterprise, whether it is large business or it is a non-business enterprise. So regardless of the type and format of your business, those penetrating insights of Kautilya in different aspects of management, they are still relevant. Those ideas of management and administration, they are still relevant. And you would agree to this very assumption, this very proposition of mine which I am putting in front of you at the very beginning of this very discussion. But for that we need to first understand what is the philosophy of Arthashastra. What is the philosophy? It is defined as a science which is the means of acquisition and protection of the earth. So it is basically a science. It is having a cause and effect relationship. In whatever theories you are reading, whatever propositions, whatever assumptions you are having, there is a cause and effect relationship, and it is the means of acquisition and protection of the earth. You can acquire and you can protect the mother earth, and earth or what you call as money. It is regarded as one of the important goals of human existence, and the other being if we talk about the other dharmas, the other important goals of human existence, they may be regarded as the dharma, kama and moksha. So earth, dharma, kama and moksha, these are regarded as the four important goals of human existence if we trust the ancient Indian scriptures, ancient Indian literature. So these are four important goals of human existence, and I'll be confining my discussion to the one only, that is called earth, or what you call as money. Or any amount which you are earning for your survival. So earth is regarded as one of the most important goals of human existence if we believe the philosophy of Arthashastra, and it is usually understood to stand for material well-being as well as the means for securing such well-being, particularly what you call as wealth. So this is regarded as a means to that material well-being, and we are using this earth for securing the material well-being, and specifically we call it as wealth. The Arthashastra views the pursuit of artha as the primary goal of human existence. Kautilya considers the earth or money as most important for any person, for any human being. So it views the pursuit of artha as a primary goal of human existence. Your survival is dependent on this very goal, on this very component. as we all say, we very often say that any business enterprise cannot survive without profit. So profit is something which is needed for survival. Likewise, Arthashastra views the pursuit of Artha as a primary goal of human existence, and here Kautilya indicated that there are three important aspects of the earth or the wealth of the nation. First is creation, that you have to create that wealth, which is known as arjan, that you have to create that, you have to accrue that, you have to earn that. So first one is regarded as the arjan. Second one is that you have to increase it, you have to multiply it, which is known as vardhan. And third one is you have to protect your wealth, which is called as rakshan. So you have to do the arjan, then vardhan, and then rakshan, which is being translated in English. We can by translating it in English, we can say that you have to create the wealth, you have to increase the wealth, and also you have to protect the wealth. So whatever wealth you have generated, whatever wealth you have created, that is supposed to be multiplied, that is supposed to be strengthened. You need to increase your wealth, you need to maximize your wealth, and along with that you have to protect also. Your wealth should not be lost. And here the Kautilya believes that wealth is the star of the wealth. Wealth is the only thing which is the star for wealth. And he advised to be guided by this star alone and not by the stars in heaven. It was basically a kind of sarcastic statement that which says that wealth is the star of the wealth, star for the wealth, and you are advised to be guided by this star only, that is wealth only, and not by the star which you find in heaven, so called the star in heaven. You should not consider it as your star. And the reason is also given for that suppose if you don't follow this, what will happen? If you don't consider the wealth to be a star for you, your object will slip away from the object is going to slip away from the foolish person who continuously consults the stars. For an objective is the constellation for object, what will stars do? This was the logic given in this very book that is called Arthashastra, and I am simply quoting what is written there. I could find it in one of the books, not exactly in Arthashastra. It is basically coming from the interpretation of that book, which says that the objective slips away from the foolish person who continuously consults the stars. If you are simply looking at your destiny only, then of course you are going to slip, you are going to somehow miss that opportunity. For an objective is the constellation for object, what will stars do? And this 9-4-26, this indicates, I'll be telling you what this 9-4-26 represents. But before that, I need to tell you that this very idea indicates the very practical, although materialistic approach of Kautilya, that you have to have the capital, you have to earn the money, you have to protect it, you have to increase it, you have to enhance it. Otherwise, the wealth will not be generated, wealth will not be accumulated. So you need to first earn, then you need to accumulate, and then afterward you have to protect. So protection is equally important. And this very idea of Kautilya indicates his practical, although it can be regarded as a materialistic approach, that it doesn't talk about dharma and moksha, because I'm talking about talking from the perspective of artha only. So I need to focus on wealth only. And here it is to be noted that the notation 9-4-26 refers to book number 9, chapter 4, and sutra number 26, which is quoted. This pattern of notation is I'll be following in this entire discussion, because I have taken it from the Kangal's translated version of the book, the Kautilya's Arthashastra by Kangal, published in 1986. So this was the pattern in that book. The book number 9 and chapter 4, sutra 26 is basically quoting this, what I have discussed just before. I told you that you are going to slip your object if you are continuously consulting your stars, because for you the star is your wealth. That is what Kautilya says in his book Arthashastra. And when we talk about so this was basically the idea, this was the basic idea about artha. If we take the perspective from Kautilya's book, what Kautilya wanted to indicate here is that being materialistic is no wrong. If you are having some material acquisition, that is not wrong, but the way should be ethical. We should earn, but the earning should be in an ethical manner. It should be from ethical ways and means, then there is no problem. If we talk about the another aspect of Kautilya's book, where leaders are considered as achievers, to which that book refers the term Vijigsu. Vijigsu is representing the person who is desirous of Vijay, what you call as victory or achievement. So a person who is in search of, the person who is desirous of having victory or achievement is known as, is indicated by the term Vijigsu. So Arthashastra views the man in leadership position as Vijigsu, the person who is desirous of Vijay or what you call as victory or achievement. And according to that book, Vijigsu is an all encompassing phrase denoting the overall achievement orientation of the leader. That leader should actually act as an achiever or Vijigsu. That is your overall achievement orientation. Your orientation is towards victory, your orientation is towards achievement. So in a holistic manner, you should behave like a person who is having faith in achievement, who is having faith in victory. Although this achievement orientation is not guided by the narrow self-interest, but by the Yoga-Kshema. There is another term called Yoga-Kshema, where the well-being, prosperity, happiness and security of the subjects or the members of the organization is equally important. Where we talk about the Yoga-Kshema, we believe that this achievement orientation is for the entire organization. It is not indicating towards the self-interest of a leader. The leader is not working in the self-interest, but the leader is working in the interest of organization. So whatever is good for the survival and success of the organization, that a leader is supposed to do. And we are talking about this organizational success, organizational victory, organizational achievement, not the individual achievement. So this achievement orientation is to be guided by the Yoga-Kshema, which is known as well-being, prosperity, happiness and security of the subjects or what you call as the members of the organization. So the Yoga-Kshema of each and every member of the organization should be the prime motive of any good leader, if we believe the Kautilya's way of managing the business enterprise. And here it need to be noted that yoga refers to the successful accomplishment of the object, and if we take this another word called Kshema or Kshema, it refers to the peaceful, undisturbed enjoyment of that object. So you have to ensure that there is a peaceful, undisturbed enjoyment of that object, which is more important. That is why we say that we will talk about, we believe in the philosophy of Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. So Yoga and Kshema both are equally important. We talk about the successful accomplishment with undisturbed, peaceful enjoyment of that object. So the leader ensures that the organizational members, they carry on their usual tasks, their activities in a peaceful and undisturbed environment. So you have to offer a congenial environment to your workforce, if we believe the Chanakya's or Kautilya's theory of leaders as achievers. So if we have to apply this idea in modern management context, I would say that modern business Vijigsu's strategic action should be guided by their desire to expand their organizational territories. You have to believe in your expansion. We need to talk about the desire to expand your company's territories, and it may include this expansion may include the product and market territories along with the territory of their influence. So you are not only expanding your territory in terms of increasing number of product line, product item, product mix, but also the market territories. You are expanding your presence in different markets also. And along with that, your influence, the territory of your influence is also equally important, or I would say rather it is more important that your influence is there in the market. People know your company, people know your product because of your quality, your way of functioning, because of the excellent service. Although, however, it should be guided by the organizational Yoga-Kshema. So there is no denial to this very idea of expanding your business. It says that you need to expand your territory in terms of your business, in terms of your product, in terms of your market. But what is needed is, what is essential is that your expansion of your territory, whether it is in terms of product, market or your influence, it should be guided by the organizational Yoga-Kshema. So you need to offer a peaceful environment or atmosphere to your workforce who is working in the organization. If you relate it to the two-factor theory of Herzberg, you find that Herzberg also talks about the health and hygiene factor in the organization. It is nothing but the Yogakshem. Imagine that we take pride in quoting the theories, although we do give sufficient, we do give respect or honor to the Western thoughts, but even the Indian ideas, they are age long. So why not consider them? Why not accept them? That it has already been there into our ancient scripture. It is we who actually forgot that. So we have to understand that expansion is needed. Your leader should be should behave like a Vijiksu who believes in victory, who believes in Vijay, who believes in achievement. But it should be guided by the organizational Yogakshema. Now, if we talk about the leaders using authority, or what you call as power, and in Hindi or in local slang, people may indicate it by the term called stick, or in Hindi we call it dand or danda. So Kautilya basically cautions his ideal king to use it judiciously. Whatever authority or power you are inherited with, Kautilya is giving a caution to the leader that the ideal king, ideal leader to use, since at that time the system was of monarchy, so the term king is coming. And if we talk about the business enterprise, the term leader should replace this. And that is why I said they are still relevant, but we need to interpret it in a positive manner. We need to interpret it according to our present day circumstances. So ideal leader is supposed to use the power or authority judiciously. And he advised to use it to protect the weak from the stronger. You have to offer protection to the weakest one from the stronger one. Because for the leader, severe with the rod becomes a source of terror to beings. So as a leader, you should not become a threat to your subordinates. You should not use your authority or power to threaten somebody. But the leader who is mild with the rod is despised. We don't say that you go to another extreme, that you have that power, you have that authority, but you're not using it. So the leader with mild with the rod is of course despised, is not loved, is not encouraged, is not motivated, is not appreciated. So the leader just with the rod is honored. The leader who is just with the authority, who is just to the power, is of course going to be honored. Again, this I am citing from the book which I have already referred to you, which is interpreting the Kautilya's Arthashastra. So the king just with the rod is honored. We all understand that this is basically the way a leader is supposed to use the authority or power. So authority is very much needed to fulfill your responsibility. You need authority to accomplish your responsibilities, but we need to understand what is a just way of how to deal, what is a just way of dealing with the authority or power. So leaders are using the authority, leader is advised not to misuse his power or authority. Kautilya prefers to use the power to instill the order and protect the weak. And says that if not used at all, it gives to the law of the fishes, for the stronger swallows the weak in the absence of the wielder of the rod. So we need to understand that Kautilya is suggesting that the leader should have concern for protecting the weak, and he prohibits the excessive use of power and authority entrusted to individuals. Don't use it excessively. You should be just to the authority, just to the power, and indicated that an unjust or improper use of the authority may lead to serious consequences, and the most serious being a revolt of the subjects against the ruler. So the subordinates are going to raise their voices against the ruler if you are not using, if you are having improper use of the authority. So he seems to be aware of the subaltern processes of resistance and revolt. You can find a situation in some of the business enterprises where the leader is guiding for something else and subordinates are not listening to that. So that voice of that process of resistance and revolt, it is supposed to be supposed to be avoided. And concern for people is very important. So Arthashastra brings out the concern for people as one of the main ideas, and it is suggested that the actions of the leader should be guided by this concern, that you should have concern for your workforce, because it is the workforce with whom you have to work, and the concept of Yogakshema reflects this very concern. And in the happiness of the subject lies the happiness of the king, and in what is beneficial to the subjects is his own benefit. So my dear learners, in this way I tried to provide you a brief insight about what Kautilya's idea was about the way we have to earn capital, the way we have to protect it, the way we have to accumulate it, and the way you should manage your business activities, the way you have to behave like a leader, the way you have to use your power and authority. So with this, my dear learners, I tried to provide you the brief insight of Kautilya's Arthashastra. I will be coming back to you again with some more insights from the book, from the Kautilya's way of management. I hope you must have enjoyed today's lecture of mine. Thank you so much.